All right, here's the Magic Wand deck project. What we have left here on this is we have a stair we have to finish. Planning on putting 2 metal plates on the top of this. We were going to do tile, but decided to back out against that. Right now, that's either 16-inch steps. One's 12 foot, the other one's 14 foot. So the bottom step right here is 14 foot long. Little kicker right here is 16 inches by 16 inches supposed to go across there. What we want to do with this is we want to turn it down to make it match the rest of the deck. So notice on the deck here we actually have some of that LP siding coming down in a vertical with a little rain edge right there, the drip edge. So it'll look like that. That's the configuration going here, going on top of that metal plate will go on top of here. That detail will repeat down over here and over here. So it should have that detail echoing here across those front faces. Make it match the rest of the deck. Notice right here, the deck right here, we have a few little tile things issues we have to deal with. One of the tiles broke, and so we actually had to remove it. There's actually a few of them we had to do that with. So it can be done. There's like about 5 tiles that need to be removed. So what we want to do is get it torn down, back down to the Detra, pull it out, reset a tile. But anyway, we actually have these are 2 foot by 4 foot tiles. This is where most of my problems came into. We actually have these little posts. I was trying to pre-cut them into the tile. This one survived. We had a few of them crack though. So I'm finding out this right here might not be the best solution. So what I want to do is actually, if you look at this line right here, we actually want to cut and remove the outside edge and put basically either an 8-inch or a 10-inch wide piece of steel, and we'll paint it to match the tile. It's either white or black, not sure yet, but we'll have to install that. So basically I have to cut this tile out, get it back down to the Detra side again, get it so that this post I already have the posts over here, 2 by 2 posts, the base. If you look at this guy over here, you can see what it'll look like. It would basically mount on top of this metal plate such that we can secure it in a way. Right now this right here just isn't quite working out as planned. So once again, remove that whole edge there. Also with that, planning on moving this edge right here, this is the 8-inch to match. So along this edge over here, we'll be doing an 8-inch removal of that tile, and actually have that so that metal edge, that piece of metal, will actually go over the drip edge over here, cut over here, and it'll be a transition T coming into the tile to butt up. Then we'll have these posts mount right onto that metal, so it'll be nice and secure, and we can do that. On top of these posts right here, planning on putting a 5-inch by 2-inch square box. I think it's 5-inch by 2-inch by, I think an 1/8-inch steel box, or tube, if you will, to go on top of this. That'll be the top rail, have some security, and also that'll match with the width of this post. This post right here is about 5.5, so at 5, it'll fit right inside there. This has a little bit of a detail, want a little bit of an overlay, kind of a colonial style, have a 1/4-inch overhang of each one of these overlaps. So each one of these posts needs to be wrapped as such that top rail will connect this post to this post on top of these deck rail posts, sitting on top of that metal piece. Once again, that's gonna be 8-inch, 10-inch. This right here is marked at 8-inch here. I'm probably gonna go to 10 just so it can kind of cantilever over a little bit of the lip, get rid of this little round, and actually make it so it actually matches what I have going out the stairs over here. So that's the plan for this. Put this down over here. So there's gonna be a few tiles again, like this tile's gonna have to be removed, this one did not stick as it's supposed to. There's a little bit of seepage. Winter was not nice to this. I think when we get this taken care of, we got actually some rain gutters put in here. Won't have that issue with the freeze thaw cycle. Also, I used the wrong grout. All throughout this project here, I used just a sanded grout. Just isn't quite right for the Utah environment. So we're actually planning on pulling all this stuff up. So all the grout lines here need to be removed. They're all about 1/8-inch set. So they need to be removed and replaced with an epoxy. Use the swimming pool version so it can actually be waterproof and stand up to here. So I think it's like Spectrum 1 or something like that, so they call it by Latacrete. But anyways, aside from that, if you notice right here, we actually have a coffered ceiling. We're dropping all the way around. Each one of these actually has 4 lights put in each one of these sides. So it's 2 for each section, 2 for this over here, 2 for this section here between these 2 posts, 2 over here. That same design will be echoed and repeated downstairs. What we have left to do also, once this coffered ceiling on the bottom of here with the LP siding is put in, We want to put a metal soffit just for rain drainage if anything gets in there. Notice there's no rain that got in there right now, so it's waterproof. But just in case, I want to make sure it's metal. So that that soffit should be about an inch. Right now I have about a 2-inch drop with our current coffer ceiling. So I want them actually going along this length right here. So if you look along this length right here, it's 12 feet. Then going along this length from here to here, it's 9 foot 1 inches. And we have 2 sections here. So that's one coffer ceiling over here. Notice right here, this will drop off of this 12-inch. I have a 12-inch joist right here, then the rest of them are 10. So you'll see it drop down to here. So then I have another section over here. This here is 12 foot by 6 inches going along this way, 12 feet. Then going from here to again, once that's 9 foot 1 inches. Once again, I want the metal soffit to be running along the length here and tie it in. So just that right there. Going along here, we have to just again cut and replace all the edge over here. Moves that. So once again, this right here is 12 feet. So going from this edge all the way along over here, it's 12 feet. Going from here all the way down to the edge, down to the end is 28. Along that over here, once again, that's 12 foot over here as well. So going along over here, what we have is we have some electrical left to finish up. So I have everything tying into the lights. So I have one switch with the dimmer on there. I have another set of wires coming in that are connected to the inside. We actually want to go through and connect 2 fans, one right here in the middle of this coffered ceiling and one in the middle of that coffered ceiling over here. So one fan over here, one fan over here. Already have the drop boxes. Those might be installed by the time you get here or not, depending on who gets this little function and how fast we move. So that's what we want to do. So once again, get that coffered ceiling all put in, get the underdecking right there done, and that should be it. Want everything painted white. Going back to the deck rail over here, so these would be the rails. Once again, I tried doing it this way. Didn't quite like how that was sitting over winter, so I think we're gonna put that back on top of that metal plate. Going over here again, want that deck rail, the top rail to fit going in from this post to that post right here on top of these deck post rails. Excuse me, these deck rail posts. And then with it, we also have wire cabling system. Already have all that material purchased. Just have to go ahead and wire them in here. I think they're 3-inch spacing between it. I can show that here in a bit. There we go. That's right here is for the main deck. That's pretty much everything we have to do here. We do have to install this last little part over here. It's 4-inch tile going all along the back side here. So right now we already have a metal flashing here. Gonna put that 4-inch tile over the top of that, then tie it up. We actually do want to put some type of baseboard, which would be something probably either like something like this on the top of that. Just go ahead and match it. Once you go over here, we'll probably see a better look of it over here. So this is the kind of detail. Looking at that 4-inch install. So once again, I got the metal flashing, got the tile here. I'm gonna go ahead and set that here. Once again, probably put like a 1/2-inch gap just to make sure we have any water touching. Make sure that's the waterproof version for the baseboard. Run it all on top of that tile down the length of the whole deck. Once again, this here shouldn't see any water, just minimal just for cleaning, but that should be okay. Once again, that right there should be the details. Once again, metal flashing going into this 4-inch tile. Some of it's pre-cut. We'll see how much is done by the time you get here. And then we have this edge right here. So again, that's the main deck. That's over here.